Yo. What's going on, man? Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. Today is August the 16th, 2025. Only one game in the W for today. Should take us just a couple of seconds to get through this one. Got the Minnesota Lynx at the crib against the New York Liberty. So we'll break the game down. We'll go over a quick recap of things that we saw yesterday. I'll give you guys the recap of my plays, and then we'll get ready to get up out of here. Oh, I also go through Jackson. We'll talk about Jackson in just a second. Yesterday, Thursday night, I sent we did the show and I had two official plays. I ended up not adding anything, which let's get to the recap page. Golden State minus the 4 was easy. It didn't matter what number you got, 4, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. They smoked Chicago, but then the Sparks, even though they dominated the third quarter, I think they had 14-point lead, started the fourth quarter, and end up winning the game by 1 against the Dallas Wings. That really, really hurt. So I ended up just losing a little bit of juice last night. And the season, from an overall betting perspective, has still been pretty trash for me, man. Hopefully you guys were able to find some winners yesterday. Algina says, good morning, Chris. She said when she went 2-2 in the W last night, she cashed on Golden State minus the 4.5. Asia Horvath 11.5 rebounds, lost on Xander Silly 3+ threes, and the Sparks minus 3. Terrible one. What's up, Natalie? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Let's jump into the games for let's just get through the game for today. So Jackson, your AI sports betting tool, De'Arica Hamby over her 16.5 points. She did get to 20, so that was a winner against the Dallas Wings. And then Aaliyah Boston under her 7.5 boards, and I think she finished with 9. So that ended up being a losing play. So Jackson went 1-1 yesterday as well. As far as today, I asked Jackson what were the 2 best player props. Jackson likes Kayla McBride over her 18.5 points plus assists together. It says she's been a consistent offensive force for the Lynx, and her combined points plus assist prop presents a strong overplay, especially given her historical performance against the New York Liberty. So she is in excellent form, averaging 22.6 points and assists in her last 5 games, 80% over her last 80% hit rate. 20.2 points and assists over her last 10 games, 70% hit rate. Her season average for this combined prop is 18.4, right where the line is today. Head-to-head dominance, so she's performed exceptionally well against the Liberty this season. In the 2 matchups, she's hit the over 100% of her games, averaging an impressive 24.5 points plus assists. This consistent success against the specific opponent is a significant indicator. New York Liberty are 11th in points, ranks 8th in points and assists, indicating a relatively strong defensive unit. However, Kayla McBride's proven track record of exceeding this line against them, coupled with her strong recent form, suggests she can overcome this defensive ranking. So take Kayla McBride over her 18.5 points plus assists. You can get a plus 100 on BetMGM, it looks like right now. And then Alana Smith under her 12.5 points. So Alana Smith points prop presents a compelling under opportunity, primarily due to her consistent performance below the line, especially against the Liberty. So she stayed under the line, averaging 11.5 points over her last 5 games, 80% to the under, 9.9 points over her last 10 games, which is a 90% hit rate to the under. Her season average is 9.8 as well below the 12.5 line that you can get today. She's under that line in 70.97% of her games this season. And of course, a big part of this is, Nafisha call you're not playing. So head-to-head trend, she has stayed under the line in 100% of her 2 games this season, averaging just 10 points. Demonstrates a clear trend of her scoring below the threshold when facing the Liberty. And the Liberty are 6th in points allowed, indicating a very strong defensive unit. The tough matchup further supports the expectation that Alana Smith will not reach 12.5 points today. So take Alana Smith under her 12.5 points. Take Kayla McBride over her 18.5 points and assists. Those are the 2 looks for Jackson today. Let's jump into the game, man. Hit the like button for me if you can as well. So New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. I probably spent way too much time on this game because I'm just trying to the line. I talked about this yesterday. The line opened. I talked about this on Thursday. When the line first opened, it was Minnesota minus 2.5 or 2, and then the money started coming in. Minnesota went to 2.5. And then the line came back all the way out to now it's down to, I think 1 is the consensus. Well, 1 is what I saw. And the total is, still going up. It opened 165.5, and it's up to 166 on most books. There is a rematch that's going to happen on Tuesday. And we remember correctly, last time that we saw Minnesota play, they were playing against this Liberty team in New York. So the WNBA is really like kind of stupid, honestly. And I don't really want to dog it too much, but like when you put a team against a team 3 consecutive times and they're the 2 best teams in WNBA, like it's kind of stupid. But anyway, I digress. Injury report for the game. You got no Stewie, no Izzy. She's still out with the concussion protocol. Sably still remains out as well. And Fee is actually upgraded to doubtful. So if you're Minnesota, I know it's kind of weird to think, but you kind of don't want Fee back. Like I think first game back for Fee may be an adjustment period. She is listed as doubtful. I don't think that she's going to play. Maybe she plays on Tuesday in the rematch when they go back to Barclay. So we'll see how that part goes. I see the money coming in on New York, and I get it. It's a quick revenge spot. They did lose their last game at home as a dog. When these 2 teams played, we know Minnesota went in there and absolutely cleaned them up. Ended up, holding the Liberty, I think, to like 71 points. I can't bet against Minnesota right now, though. That's what it really comes down to. I look at the Liberty, like I looked at this game so many different ways. I looked at the Liberty. Well, hold on. Let's say if you like the Liberty, what you do like is that I think when I pulled it up, I think I got it on my phone. Let's see real quick. What I will say, if you like a team, if you like the Liberty, then you like that they're coming off of they're in a nice bounce back revenge spot, right? So previously, if you won the game as a dog, which the Minnesota Lynx did against the same opponent within 1 week time frame, and then you're favorite in the next game, but you're a short favorite, 1 possession or less, those teams are 5-9 straight up, 5-9 against the spread. So that's a profitable angle to play on the New York Liberty in this spot. I just couldn't quite get there though. The Liberty are 8-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. They've been very inconsistent on the road, just 3-12-1 against the spread on the road this season. Collectively, they're 12-19-1 against the spread on the full season. This is their 3rd straight road game. They played 3 of their last 4 games on the road. They've also played 7 of their last 10 games on the road. And they have a 2-day rest disadvantage in this spot as well. They, of course, beat the Sparks and then lost to the Aces. So, this is still 3rd game in 4. Well, I guess it's not 3rd game in 4 nights. It's 3rd game in 5 nights for them. Whereas the Minnesota Lynx haven't played since, they beat the New York Liberty in New York last weekend. So, significant rest advantage in this spot. And then you look at the Sparks at home. you look at the Lynx at home. If they you take out the Commissioner's Cup game, which doesn't count as a real home game, they're 16-1 straight up at the crib, 10-7-1 against the spread at home. They won 9 of their last 10 overall. They're 7-2-1 against the spread in their last 10 games as well. And like I said, they got 5 days of rest. Maybe they're a little rusty at the beginning of the game. Like the significant rest advantage doesn't always bode well. This is 5 days of rest compared to 2. It doesn't always bode well for teams if you go in and look at the historical data. But I don't know, man. I'm not betting against Minnesota. They've won both games this season, so you could say it's double revenge for the Liberty as well. I did look into that. Libs, so a couple trends I wanted to share with you guys. Libs are 0-5 straight up, 1-4 against the spread this season when they're a dog. They're 0-1 straight up and against the spread in revenge games when they're dogging on the road. They're 1-4 straight up, 2-3 against the spread when they're less rested and they're on the road. And Minnesota, because I looked at the double revenge spot, I said maybe Minnesota lets up a little bit in this spot. One, we know Minnesota hates this team. Like I think, because of the way that they lost last year in Game 5, I think every time they see them, they kind of want blood. Like I thought that they got their lick, and the Liberty could win the last game, and they were like, we going to New York, we trying to win that game, and I don't know, man. Cheryl Reeves, I think he's always going to have her team up. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a letdown. I don't think so, though. Minnesota is 4-1, both straight up and against the spread this season when they're playing against an opponent that they already have double revenge against. So it's a lot of different ways you can look towards the Libs and towards the Minnesota Lynx in this spot. I do think Minnesota, just looking at the numbers based off what's on the floor, I think that they're the better team. I think they're going to get the job done today as well. When we start talking about like some of the miscellaneous stuff, just real quick, I mean, y'all see the numbers right there for offensive and defensive rating and points and all that good stuff. But when you start looking at, some of the miscellaneous stuff, points off turnovers, Minnesota scores the most. Second chance points, Minnesota ranks 5th over their last 5 games, whereas the New York Liberty defense is giving up the second most. Fast break points. The Minnesota Lynx are playing so much faster for whatever reason without an official call. You're being there. Last 5 games, they're actually 3rd in pace, and that's a significant difference. But with them being 10th in pace over the full season, so they're getting out, they're running, they're 2nd in fast break points. This New York off defense is giving up the most fast break points in the last 5 games, most fast break points in their last 10 games. Yeah, I mean, they're like, it's a lot of red stuff. Like when I look at the graph for the New York Liberty defense, I don't really trust them defensively in this spot. They're also, the Liberty are 4-1 to the over as a dog this season, indicating that they don't play a lot of defense at all. And then I also wanted to look at the Minnesota Lynx, like with Fee on the floor, off the floor, just to kind of get an update there. And same thing with Dejanay, right? Minnesota's a plus 11 with Naphisha Collier on and off the court. Without her on the floor, they're still a plus 7. With her on the floor, they're a plus 18. Defensively, numbers don't change at all. Their 2-point shot does become a little bit worse, but their 3-point shot actually stays about the same. So they have been able to shoot the 3-point shot really, really well. Then I also looked at Dejanay on the floor. So Dejanay has only played 71 minutes with the team so far. In those 71 minutes, Minnesota's a plus 22. They have an offensive rating of 120 with Dejanay Carrington on the floor, and their defensive rating doesn't get any worse at all. I mean, she's a dog on defense anyway. They have a 97 defensive rating with Dejanay Carrington on the floor, and we saw what she was able to do in that game that they played last week. So, yeah, I think it's Minnesota or nothing for me. I didn't play it, but that's the only way I'm looking. I would also probably endorse a team total up and over. I think just like in general, the Liberty are not the greatest defensive team, specifically on the road. If we put some numbers to that real quick, especially if we just look at the last like 5 games without Stewie, I feel like their defense like is absolutely taking a hit. So real quick, the Liberty are 8th in defensive rating on the road. They got a 104.3 defensive rating. And we just check last 5 games. Let's see. Let's just go last 10. Look at a little bit more of a sample. The Liberty are they're 7th in defensive rating at a 105.6. And if you can't stop the Minnesota Lynx, then I do think Minnesota's the better defensive team without Stewie on the floor too. Like Stewie's needed for defense in my opinion. So I'll take give me the more rested home team that I know doesn't have this season revenge, but has revenge from last season in the playoffs. I think that supersedes this season revenge as well. Let's see. Yeah, I that's the only way I see it, man. I understand like there's gonna be some people that want to fade and think New York can come in here and win, and I get it. I not with my money though. Let's see what you guys are thinking, and then we'll do a quick recap. What up, Brian? He says ND team total over, missing layups down the stretch. Man, he says I've had enough. I'm sorry that didn't cash for you, man. I wasn't even watching that game last night, but I did see Sonia Citron and Kiki Ariafin had a big game. The Fever kind of free falling like the Storm. It looks like. What up, Mark? Appreciate you for tapping in. Donovan says betting on the Liberty have been torture lately. That's a fact. Unless you got them against the Sparks the other day. Glenn says Lynx in the over. I agree with that. Washington plus 9.5 was a great play. We talked about 8.5 on the show 2 days ago. Nally says 4 out of 5 on the spread. Could have swept the card, but the Dream let me down. I did catch Aces plus 3, Dream plus 3 at the end of the third quarter and parlayed it together for plus 258. Came out green. Like to see that, Natalie. Like to see that a lot. I didn't play anything live last night. I actually didn't get a chance to watch like any of the games in their entirety. I was just kind of like going back and forth and doing stuff for my son. Let's see what else should I say. Wu says, what up, Wu Rizza? He says, Ionescu points over, keep it simple. She's gonna have to score the basketball. And I mentioned how the Lynx playing super fast as of late. Line's very weird. The fact that it's a pick 'em makes me feel like the Liberty is the correct play today, but actually betting money on it hurts my brain. And I kind of agree with that as well. Like Lynx shouldn't be a pick, not in this spot. I don't know, man. It does feel super weird, right? Like It does kind of feel weird, almost like the books know something. Like, but WNBA, if you get closing line value, you've been a loser pretty much the full season. So yeah, I mean, I got Sparks -3 yesterday. I think they closed as 5.5 point favorites and won the game by 1. Mark says Lynx +1 at the crib. I didn't see a +1, but if I could get a +1, that'd be nice. Trey says 6-1 last night and got to take my youngest to see Sonia Citron and Kiki Ariafin turn up in Indy last night. Great night. Love to see that, Trey. Love to see that. Seattle +2 was a hit, Cheetah says. Seeing the line flip now to -2. I do see a -2 on Bet Online. All right. Dom says he likes the under. I can't bet under because 1, Minnesota playing too fast. 2, I like to go flip-flop. The last game went under. Minnesota's a great defensive team at home, but they're playing too fast for me. And we like the Liberty gonna shoot a ton of threes, right? These are the 2 best 3-point shooting teams in the WNBA. I'm pretty sure, even without some Stewie out there. So I can't bet under. I can't bet under. You just need both of these teams to get like north of 80 points, like 83 to 83, and this is a push. And both of these teams are more than capable of doing that. And the crazy part is, I was looking at the numbers. The Minnesota Lynx, I think Fee's been gone for probably like 4 or 5 games. They're actually number 1 in offensive rating without Fee. They got a 117 offensive rating, number 1 in points per game, and 93 a game. They are giving up just 75.6 points per game, which is number 1. But I think the Libs, I mean, they're not stopping anybody. They're 9th in, they're 6th in defensive rating last 5 games, but they're giving up the 4th most points at 83 a game. And both of these teams play super fast. Liberty 1st in pace on the full season. Minnesota Lynx are 3rd in pace over the last 5 games. So I couldn't get there with an under, but I hope you cash it down. I actually lean the other way. Let's see. Sioki got a trend here. Let's see what you got. So we got so line is less than 6, and so it's a pretty tight spread. And previous away win in 0 less than previous line greater than or equal 4. Let's see. Is this active? It is active. This says it's a Liberty spot. So 6, about 60% of the time. This season, let's see. This season, also 4-7 straight up, 4-7 against the spread. Also says under, 8-3 to the under. So line is less than 6 and 0. So line between 0 and 6. Previously, one on the road, and the previous line was between 0 and 4. So you won a close game in your last game on the road, and now you're playing another game with less than 2 possessions in this one. Okay. Strong sense that they say the leaks. Yep, just looked at it. Will Rizzo says over 161 seems like a strong look. I agree. Mark says I'll back the home team on these 2 games. Kind of agree with that too. Nali says I'm on the Lynx this game, and the next game Liberty may win by 1. So the Liberty gonna be in a tough spot in the next game too. They're gonna be coming home off a 4-game road trip, and that's gonna be game number 8 of 11 that they played on the road. I don't necessarily think that's a great spot either, but we shall see. Ron says Minnesota -120 at home. New York team total under. I need this one today, fellas. Ron says Lynx by 10. Don't like the scheduling spot either. What up, Bitsy? Carrington was the perfect pickup. She's the X factor for Minnesota, Jeffrey says. I kind of agree with that. She's looked really, really good. Russ is 103 to 93. Thinks the Lynx run it up. Lynx 3rd quarter for Jalen. It says Lynx best in offense and defense. It kind of seems simple, right? What up, Fahrenheit? Appreciate you for tapping in. Reminding people, hit the like button. Hit the like button for me if you guys can. Betsy says, Chris, I have a parlay for the UFC boys. What is that? Hooper. What is that? Ashkura? Asakura? I don't know how you pronounce that. In MVP money line for +160. Okay. Oh, Mark got a +1. Okay. Bovado out there tripping down in Texas. Okay. Lynx 16-1 straight up at home. You got to make the Liberty prove it against a team they've lost to twice already. And I agree with that, Dirty Red. But you 16-1 and it's a 1-point spread. Like, it's got to make sense, man. It really don't make that much sense, man. Appreciate you, Gail. Let's see. Mark says you're absolutely right about CLV this season. Kind of crazy. I've never seen anything like this, Mark. Never seen anything like the W this year as far as CLV not meaning anything at all. What up to my guy Sai? What up, bro? Brian says McBride over 2.5 threes, and the Dodgers finally a victory for me last night. Good game. Nice. Okay. All right, cool. We did a pretty good job here, man. That's the only game on the board for today. I did not update this, so let's go do that real quick. These are the looks from yesterday. If I'm betting today, and I haven't bet it yet, we'll see what happens with feet, but I'm taking Minnesota on the money line, and I would bet over 166. I think that's the total if I was betting anything today. Really don't I doubt I play any player props unless something like really jumps off the page to me, but I think the Caleb McBride look makes a lot of sense. I don't trust the Liberty defense on the road in this spot. I think Emma Missman is really great offensively. I don't think that she's that great defensively. I don't know, man. Unless Minnesota comes out and they're missing a bunch of shots early, I think it goes up and over the total. But we know Minnesota going to be in the game because even if the offense is not good, the defense is going to be superior either way. So that would be my thought process in this game, man. Minnesota money line over 166 and probably staying away from player props, even though the Caleb McBride look makes a bunch of sense in this game. Tomorrow we have a humongous slate. I think there are 3, 4, 5. There are 5 games for tomorrow, so we'll be back tomorrow. Probably I think more than likely I'll do a show probably around like 10 tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So turn the notification bell on, like I always say. Check the resources out so you guys know when I do go live. They're all pinned in the comment section. Hit the like button for me on the way out. Enjoy your Saturday, man, and I will catch you guys on Sunday, man. I'm out.